Hello everyone, myself Priyanka Vijay Kulkarni. This is our video about the DNA sequencing and the DNA sequencing method. So very firstly, it is very important to get an idea about what is meant by this DNA sequencing. DNA sequencing means nothing but the determination of nucleotide base or the nucleotide or the base sequence of that DNA molecule. It is known as the DNA sequencing. Okay, so to make this DNA sequencing, there are the different kinds of the techniques are important. Okay, or by availability of that kind of the things, this DNA sequencing will be easy. So these things are like availability of the restriction endonuclease. Okay, then high efficiency or high sensitive gel electrophoresis. Then PCR, what is the use of PCR? To making the large quantity of individual DNA fragments. Okay, so these methods or these things are very important to make this DNA sequencing feasible method for us. Okay, yes, so there are basically two types of this DNA sequencing method. First one is the Maxam and Gilbert method, and second one is the automated method, or it is also known as the enzymatic method. Maxam and Gilbert, these are the two names of the scientist. Okay, and the name of this technique is given after this name of these two scientists. Okay, yes, so this technique, it is also known as the chemical degradation method of DNA sequencing. Why? Because in this Maxam and Gilbert technique, some chemicals are going to used for the degradation of the DNA at the particular base. That's why it is also known as the chemical degradation method of DNA sequencing. Okay, yes. So it is a method by which the sequence of DNA fragment is identified by using the chemicals and that's cut the DNA at the specific points. Okay, that's why it is called as the chemical degradation method. Yes, so this method, it is developed by the two scientists Alan Maxam and Walter Gilbert in 1976 to 1977. Yes, then we'll go directly for the procedure of this Maxam and Gilbert technique. So for that procedure, we will take one example. Suppose this is a your DNA fragment. Okay, and you do not know its sequence. Okay, I just putted this sequence to get an idea to you, but remember one thing, or remember one thing, that you don't know the sequence of this DNA. Okay, suppose this is your DNA sequence 5 prime to 3 prime and 3 prime to 5 prime. So you don't have idea what type of the nucleotide and what type of the bases are over here, and you have to find out the sequence of this section, means what here A is there or T is there or G is there. Okay, you have to find out the sequence of this region. But for your knowledge, I already putted the sequence. Okay, A T G C C G T T A. Okay, this sequence I already putted, but you keep in mind that you don't know this sequence. Okay, just rub it, you don't know this sequence, and I ask you that give me the sequence of this DNA stretch or this DNA strand. So how will you go for it? We'll see. Step 1. What is step 1? Okay, as the sequence of the both the strands are unknown. Okay, we don't know the sequence of both the strand, but if we find out the sequence of one strand, we would get to know the sequence of one another also. Okay, suppose this is your first strand 5 prime to 3 prime and your second strand, but I asked you to give me the sequence of this DNA stretch. Okay, but you can't go for both the strands. Either way, you can select, I will select this one, okay, 5 prime to 3 prime, and you will find out the sequence of this one strand, so that if you get this sequence, then you can manipulate the sequence of this strand, because this two base pairs you know very well. Suppose here is A, then here must be G, here is suppose G, here must be, sorry, here is T, suppose here is G, here must be C. Okay, so as the sequence of the both the strands are unknown, but if we find out the sequence of one strand, we would get to know the sequence of the another also. Okay, so at the first, the double stranded fragment is separated into the two single strand by means of the, this is known as denaturation process. Okay, and how you will get denaturation process? By means of the high temperature or the high pH. Okay, yes, so here you can see this is the step 1, 5 prime to 3 prime, 3 prime to 5 prime. I putted the sequence, but keep in mind that you don't know this sequence. Okay, yes, so you already given the high temperature and the high pH means NaOH concentration. Then what happened? This DNA strand will get denatured. Denatured means what? Two strand will get separated. Okay, now what is the step 2? Step 2 is run the single stranded fragment on the gel. Okay, now it will become a single stranded. Then next second step is what? You have to do the gel electrophoresis with this two strand, so that what happened? The fragment which is lighter in weight, it will get move further than the heavy fragment band. Okay, this technique, I think you know all this. Still I'll draw and told you and tell you. Suppose this is your gel and these are your wells. Okay, you have putted your sample, DNA sample, into this wells and you apply the electrical field. Then what happened? Your DNA fragment will get moved onto this DNA strand. Okay, so suppose these 4 bands. Okay, now you can see this is the faster moving band, means what? It goes to the long distance and very fastly. Okay, so the DNA band which goes for the longer distance and very fast, it should be of the low molecular weight. Okay, low molecular weight or the lighter weight. Why? Because suppose if you can take a imagination, suppose there are two persons. Okay, first person weight is 70 kg and second person weight is 40 kg. Okay, and if there is a running race, then who will run fast? The one whose weight is 40 kg, means the lighter one. Okay, so the same thing is come over here. The lighter DNA band or the lighter DNA strand which has the low molecular weight, it can run very faster onto this gel media, and the one which having the higher molecular weight, it run very slower onto this gel. Okay, so what is the lighter and which strand is lighter and which strand is heavier? So how will you know which one is lighter band? The band which is having the high number of the purine, it should be heavier. This is you have to keep in mind. The band or the DNA molecule which having high number of A or G, that is the purine, it should be heavier. Suppose these are your two strand, 5 prime to 3 prime and 3 prime to 5 prime. Suppose in this strand there is a more number of AG concentration, so this must be heavier, this must be this. Okay, and this is another strand, it having the large number of T and C. Okay, A and G is also there, but concentration of T and C is more, so it will become lighter, so it will move faster. Okay, yes. In this way, steps 2 is covered. Yes, the same thing is mentioned, the same thing is explained over here. Yes, more purine content fragment, it remain at it cannot move fast, and the lighter one it can move fast. Then the step 3, what is the step 3? You have to take a one fragment band from the gel. Okay, from that two you can choose any one band, and you have to remove the 5 prime phosphate, and you have to incorporate the radioactive phosphate, that is the 32 phosphate, enzymatically. Okay, you know very well that any DNA strand at the 5 prime end it has a phosphate group. Okay, and at the 3 prime it has a hydroxyl group. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to remove this 5 prime, what 5 prime phosphate, by means of the enzyme. Which enzyme is required? Polynucleotide kinase. Polynucleotide kinase. This enzyme is important to remove the 5 prime phosphate group. After removal of this, or suppose you will remove the 3 prime OH group, then for that purpose you will require the enzyme. Which enzyme? Deoxynucleotidal transferase. Okay, so these two enzymes are important, and by means of these two enzymes you can remove the 5 prime phosphate group, and you can add which thing? Radioactively phosphate, means 32p you have to add at the 5 prime end. Okay, yes, this is your third step. Next, step 4, this is very important step for you. Step 4, in this step 4 you have to do the chemical degradation. Okay, so now what you have to put? You have to put all the radioactively labeled fragments into the 4 tubes. Means what? You have to take a 4 fraction, or you have to take a 4 test tube. Okay, and what you have to do? In previous slide you have seen that you have isolated the particular strand from that gel, and what you have do, you have enzymatically removed the 5 prime phosphate and add the radioactive label phosphate group. Now you have to add this fragment or this DNA strand which is radioactively labeled into these 4 different fractions. Okay, up till now this is clear? Yes, you have to take that radioactively labeled DNA strand and you have to put it into the 4 different fractions or 4 different test tube. Then next step, you have to do the chemical degradation. So how you have to do the chemical degradation? You have to take a 4 tube. Okay, in the first tube, what you have to add? In the first tube you have to increase the temperature and the pH, that would causes the fragment to break down. Okay, in the first step, in the first stage, what you have to do? Increase the high temperature and high pH. And second thing, which chemical you are going to add? Dimethyl sulfate. Okay, and what is the property of this dimethyl sulfate? It will make the cut at the adenine and guanine position. Okay, it will cut the DNA when there is a and G is present. Dimethyl sulfate. Okay, this is about test tube number 1. Test tube number 2, what you have added? Dimethyl sulfate plus dilute HCl. This combination will cut the DNA fragment where there is a is seen. Okay, where there is a, then it cut this fragment. Okay, suppose means what happened in test tube number 1, we have added the chemical which can cut that DNA wherever there is a or G is present. In second test tube, the same DNA fragment is there which is radioactively labeled. You have added the 2 different types or 2 different combinations of the chemical dimethyl sulfate and dilute HCl. What it do? it cut this DNA where there is a is there, adenine is there. Test tube number 3, hydrazine and piperidine. Which chemical? Hydrazine and piperidine. It is added, which cut the DNA molecule when they seen T or C. Okay, and next one, in test tube number 4, they added hydrazine, piperidine and NaCl. This combination will cut the DNA whenever there is a cytosine is present. Okay, have you get idea about this? In first test tube, particular chemical and high temperature high pH, dimethyl sulfate, high temperature high pH, cut at the A and G. Test tube number 2, dimethyl sulfate and dilute HCl, cut at the A. Test tube number 3, hydrazine and piperidine, cut at the T and C. And test tube number 4, hydrazine and piperidine plus NaCl, cut at the C. So this type of the chemical or this type of the fragment you will get in each test tube. Okay, now I will tell you in very easy way. Okay, suppose, now see over here, what is this sequence? A T G C C G T T A. Test tube number 1. In test tube number 1, where it cut whenever they see A or G. Okay, so here very first nucleotide, what is it? A. So it cut at A. So first fragment is only 5 prime phosphate. Okay, in first test tube, first fragment is 5 prime phosphate. Second fragment A or G. Okay, second is T, then G. Okay, here it cut. Then what fragment you will get? You will get 5 prime phosphate and then A and T. Then okay, this is your second fragment. Why? You can ask me why here A is come? Because suppose this chemical, okay, first of all they identify the first A, then cut it down. Okay, then secondly what happened? They cannot recognize the first A, they go forward, they recognize this G, so they cut. In third case, C C G here, then third fragment, which third fragment you get? A T G C C. Okay, and what is the fourth fragment? This full fragment, last A is here, so this full fragment you will get. So how many fragments you will get? 1 2 3 4. So in test tube number 1 you will get the 4 different types of the DNA fragment of the 4 varying different length. Understood? Got my point? Okay, so in this way the in test tube number 1 2 3 4 different types of the fragments you get. Okay, now what is step number 6 and the last step? In step number 6, all the fragments from the each 4 test tube you have to pour into the well. So this is a gel electrophoresis. There are the 5 wells. First well they are loaded with the markers and the remaining 4 well. Okay, second well, test tube number 1 sample you have pour, test tube number 2 sample you have pour, test tube number 3 sample you have pour, test number 4 sample you have pour in the 5th well. Okay, yes, so all of the fragment from the each 4 tubes are poured into this well. 4 wells will be make on the gel. In first well the fragment from the first tube is poured, second fragment from the second tube is poured, then the fragments would separated on the gel according to their size. This is the property of gel electrophoresis. Okay, the fragments will get separated according to their size. So the smaller fragment would run faster, would move faster than the larger fragment. Then after placing this radioactive film on the top of the gel, the radioactive labeled fragment would emit the spot at their position. So in this way you can identify the sequence. Okay, how will you identify? Now see, See here, which is the fastest band? This green one. It is test tube number 1. So what should be it? It is either A or G. So I put A. Okay. Then what is the second one? Second one is what? This yellow one. Okay, test tube number 2. Yes, these both are in a one line. So first is your A. Then second this line. Okay, it is from tube 3. So it is either T or C. Okay, then what is the next one? Next one is this band. Okay, so it is in test tube number 1 where it cut A or G. So I put G. Okay, then this one where would it cut C. So in this way you can regenerate the sequence of this DNA strand. So it is from 5 prime to 3 prime. So see here, A T G C C G T T A. You will get this type of the sequence. Okay, you can regenerate this type of the sequence by this method, which is already unknown. Now you can see, I told you, yes, this sequence, what I told you, just forget it, and you don't know this sequence and you have to identify. But now you can compare this sequence which we have found out through this gel electrophoresis by means of Maxham and Gilbert sequencing, and this sequence will be same. So in this way you can find out the nucleotide or the base sequence of the particular DNA stretch. So this is all about the Maxham and Gilbert chemical degradation method of DNA sequencing. Okay, yes. So we'll see some advantages. Directly we can read the purified DNA. We can use the sequence heterogeneous DNA as well as the homopolymeric sequence, which is used to analyze the DNA protein interaction, which is used to analyze the epigenetic modifications and the nucleic acid structure. There are disadvantages also. It is used of the toxic chemical and extensive use of the radioactive isotope, which is highly poisonous and unstable. It cannot read more than the 500 base pair, so this is the limitation. Then setup is quite complex. Then it is difficult to make a Maxham and Gilbert DNA sequencing kit. Okay, and the read side decreases with the incomplete cleavage reactions. So this is all about the Maxham and Gilbert method of DNA sequencing. Okay, that's it. Thank you.